Hey BookTube, today is a very good day for a book haul.
I got my ticket for the long way round.
I had a box I was anticipating greatly from the Book Depository, and I was so impatient, and it didn't come for about 10 days, and it just was killing me. And I had to go away for a big party for my dad, and when I got back, there it was, sitting on my porch. Yay! So I also got a couple of things while I was at that party, and then I also got another package in the mail. So I have a sizable book haul to tell you about. So let me just get to the books. First off, I went to Ollie's and I got two things. First of all, I got The Storm in the Barn. This is by Matt Phelan, and it is a graphic novel, a children's book that is historical fiction. It's all about Jack, who lives in the Dust Bowl of Kansas in 1937. And there is some sort of a mysterious being in the barn. And so it's the kind of magical story of how he deals with that mysterious being. All of the line art inside is all like this. And you can see, oh my gosh, how beautiful this line art is. You can kind of see the expressions. Yeah. The story is just as good as the beautiful illustrations, so I'm really glad I grabbed that. Then I picked up a hardcover copy of Tales of the Madman Underground. This is by John Barnes, and I got this because my daughter, the kid, gave me this. And she said, "Mom, you got to read this book." And I put it on the shelf and thought, yeah, no. And then I picked it up because I'm going to see her at the end of this week. And I started reading it and I thought, oh my gosh, I never, ever do that with a book. Because I don't know, the quotes are good, but it's like I'm never going to go back to that. This book is kind of a slice of life. It's all about Carl Shoemaker. And he lives in a small town in Ohio. And the year is 1973, and he's a senior in high school. And this documents the first 7 days of his senior year. And the Madman Underground refers to a therapy group in this high school. And if a teacher recommends you to this group, you get pulled out of class and you talk about your feelings. Or, you know, a psychiatrist on some level or a psychologist leads the group, and you know, it's that kind of a thing. In order to get into the group, you have to have gone through some major trauma, or some teacher just thinks you're an oddball or weird in some way. So he's been in this group since he was very young, and all of his friends are in the group, and it's kind of the story of this misfit group and how they start to look at themselves and say, you know what, we're a clique and we're gonna own it. And so it's really good. Oh, the language. If you care about that at all, you be careful. But it's really, really good. And it has kind of some sentimental value to me because I grew up in a small town in Ohio. And so now I have my own copy because the kids spilled some kind of, I don't even know what on this, probably coffee. And it was kind of funny. I read this, and as I was reading, I had a hard time on some of the words because the stain goes right through the middle of them, and it's hard to see the words. But anyway, so I can give her copy back to her, and I can have my own copy. So, yeah. So that was Ollie's. Then I have to tell you about this package that I got in the mail. It came from Scotland, and like I told you, I was anxiously awaiting this book, or this box from the Book Depository. So I get this package, and it's not big enough for all the books I ordered, but it came from Scotland. So I went back on Book Depository because, you know, it's like the brain couldn't go anywhere else. And it came from Scotland. So I'm thinking, UK, Book Depository, where are my books? So I didn't even open it because I knew I wanted to do it in a book haul, like now. So I finally thought, you know what, I'm gonna open this box. So I did. I opened the package, and lo and behold, it contains 2 books and some other things from my dear, dear sweet friend Leanne from Literary Diversions. She did a giveaway and I won. Okay, I never win anything, but I won. And so as soon as I opened it, I thought, Oh, yeah, that's what that was. And then I felt like a total idiot because I thought, why did I think that was from the Book Depository? Hello, get a clue here. So anyway, I got to show you what's in here. There are two books. The first is kind of an extra book that she threw in. It's by Deanna Rayburn called Silent in the Grave. It says a Lady Julia Gray novel. And I think this is mystery. Leanne loves Agatha Christie. So right there, that should tell you that she is a complete mystery fanatic. So I'm not surprised she would have sent me this. So that was the first book. Then she had gone to World Book Night in Scotland for 2015, and they were handing out books. And so Sarah Winman is one of her very favorite authors, and I knew she had read this book, When God Was a Rabbit. So she got a couple of extra copies because I think she was working at the festival. And then she went to a signing. And you know how I feel about signed books. She did have it signed. Yay! And this just looks really good. Apparently it is her debut novel, so I am really looking forward to reading this because I loved what Leanne said about it. So I can't spout back the synopsis to you. I will, you know, how I always link all the books below in the box, so you can check it out there, but I am thrilled. And then she sent me a couple of other things. Now, this is a bookmark, and it is beautiful. It came from the Victoria and Albert Museum in London. Gorgeous, gorgeous. And then at World Book Night, they gave out these postcards. So the first one is from Kirsty Logan. Kirsty Logan wrote The Grace Keepers. And that's the only book I know about that she wrote, but there are at least 3 books because I'll explain that in a second. So she got me a postcard. And on the back, she had Kirsty Logan sign it. There are 3 little things, a heart, a sailboat, and a house. So I think she's written 3 books to which these things apply. And I'm pretty sure that the sailboat is the Grace Keepers. That kind of represents that. So, yeah, a postcard from Kirsty Logan. Then she gave me 4 more postcards that were from World Book Night. Now, these are wonderful. There are quotes on each one, and they're written in this beautiful font. Stories slipped across frontiers of culture and language as freely as birds in the air. That's the first one. I long to leave familiar-looking land behind and enter newness once and for all. Isn't that great? I love the compass here. I love that. Their tongue is a nebulous territory between what is dying out and what is not yet born. Now that is just cool. And it's got a skull down here. And lastly, we would be a much poorer culture had these wayfarers not persisted in gazing beyond the next horizon. I love that. I love that. And again, you get the compass and some mountain. Aren't these beautiful? Just beautiful. Oh, Leanne, you know how much I love you. Do you not know how much I love you? Because I love you so much. Mwah! Thank you, thank you, thank you. She also wrote me a wonderful note and asked me if I was bundled up for the winter. And yes, not that I'm very happy about it. But anyway, so wonderful package from Leanne, and I'm so grateful. And now the box that didn't come for, you know, anyway, I was so impatient. So it is the Lucky Harbor collection from Jill Shalvis. Okay, you know how obsessed I've gotten with this Lucky Harbor collection. Lucky Harbor is where it's like Stars Hollow from Gilmore Girls. I keep saying that, but that's the most accurate description I can give you of it. So I'm going to show you these one by one. Now these are the UK covers. That's why I got them from the Book Depository. And I'm going to show you on one side or the other, I guess on this side of the screen, why these covers are so much prettier. They're just so much nicer. It might be on this side of the screen. I don't know. I'll figure it out when I edit. But you're going to see why I wanted these covers and not the mass market paperbacks, because I could have gotten those even at one of my bookstores here, but these are gorgeous. So let me show you what they are. There are 12 books, and they go in sets of 3. And it's always 3 women who are either related or they're friends. In most cases, they're friends, but in the first case, they're related. And each woman gets her own story. And so they're just little quick romances, kind of formulaic, but she switches it up every time. These first 3 are all about 3 sisters. They're half-sisters. Different dads, same mom. And the mom dies and leaves them a kind of a bed and breakfast / inn in Lucky Harbor, and it's in total disrepair. So they make the decision that they're going to renovate it, and the 2 of the sisters decide that they want to sell it, but one decides she wants to keep it. And in the end, they decide that they're going to keep it. The first one is simply Irresistible. The second one is The Sweetest Thing. And the third one is Head Over Heels. That's the first 3 books. The next 3 are all about 3 friends, and there's a freak snowstorm that happens, and they get stranded in this diner, and so that kind of bonds them. The first one is Lucky in Love. The second one is At Last. And the third one is Forever and a Day. The next 3 books are all about 3 women who essentially they own little businesses on the main drag. One owns a bookstore, one owns a bakery, and one owns a flower shop. Starting with It Had to Be You. Always on My Mind. Once in a Lifetime. And these last 3 are all women who live in a converted warehouse, but it's been turned into loft apartments. And it's across the street from a charter boat company, and there are 3 guys that own that. So it's kind of, their stories and how they intertwine. The first one is It's in His Kiss. Now this is tied with The Sweetest Thing for my absolute favorite of the series. Then we have He's So Fine. And lastly, 1 in a Million. Aren't those gorgeous covers? I just love them. And on the shelf, the spines are even beautiful. They all look like that. So they all have this little thing, and then they're all different colors. Oh, beautiful books. So that is my book haul. If you've read any of these books, let me know. Let's talk about it. And that's it for now from me. I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.
When I'm gone, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. You're gonna miss me by my walk. You're gonna miss me by my talk. Oh, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone.